Hello Internet, welcome to another tutorial in analog communication systems. In today's tutorial we'll talk about a receiver known as TRF receiver. It's a kind of an AM receiver, and the primary objective of this receiver is to receive the carrier wave from the surroundings and extract the message signal or the baseband signal from the desired modulated signal. So if we were to define a TRF receiver, which is, by the way, a tuned radio frequency receiver, its primary objective will be to extract the message signal out of the carrier wave, which is in fact a modulated wave. So a little bit of background about this. A receiver, complete receiver system would look something like this, and it has many blocks, and we'll talk about all these blocks briefly, because the discussion of all these blocks is important while attempting these questions in the university examinations. As far as the receivers are concerned, for AM they are broadly classified into two categories. One are TRF receivers, and the other kind is the super heterodyne receiver. And the reason why super heterodyne receivers were made because of the low performance of the TRF receivers. Now let's study the block diagram of the TRF receiver, which essentially consists of 4 blocks and a receiving antenna and a speaker at the terminating end. So the primary objective of this whole receiver section is to receive the signal, extract the message out of it, and present the message in the form of audio signal to the user. So the first section, which is the receiver section, has the receiver antenna, and it does the job of an interceptor. Now please understand, interceptor is a conducting material which is going to receive the electromagnetic wave, and it is going to convert it into electrical signal of the same frequency. So it can be thought of as a semiconductor device which receives the electromagnetic wave and sees what frequency is there in it, and it produces an equivalent electrical signal of the same frequency. Now this receiving antenna is subjected to multiple frequencies in the atmosphere, so a process of selection also happens at the receiving antenna. Now selection refers to selecting a desired carrier frequency out of many frequencies that it sees in the atmosphere. So a tank circuit is used. So it's a key point that you need to remember for the examination. A tank circuit is used, which consists of a variable inductor and variable capacitor to generate a resonant frequency, and it receives the electromagnetic signal of that resonance frequency. So essentially two things are happening: interception and selection at the receiving antenna. Now if you look at the blocks of a TRF receiver, 3 blocks are the amplifier blocks, and each of these amplifiers are doing different jobs at different stages. That is why they have different types of amplification being done there. So if you talk about RF amplifier, it's a class C amplifier. If we talk about audio voltage amplifier, it's an RC coupled amplifier, and audio power amplifier is a push-pull class B amplifier. So it is very important to know the types of amplifier being used at each stage. The first RF amplifier, it does the job of boosting the signal, because the received signal at the receiver will be very weak. Its gain is going to be very small, and the reason why we use class C is that it has high efficiency and the noise effect is reduced in class C amplifiers. If you know the properties of these amplifiers, they'll automatically start to make sense while you put them into the picture. So I'll not go into the details of the amplifiers. You simply need to remember that a class C amplifier is used at RF amplifier stage, right next to the antenna, and the reason why we use it is that it has high efficiency as compared to class B amplifier, and the noise effects are reduced. And the next stage is the detector stage, and this is the stage where the message signal is extracted from the modulated carrier signal. So the output of this detector is the baseband signal or the message signal. So you need to remember that detector does the job of extracting message signal from carrier. Both these stages of amplifier, they do a combined effort of boosting a baseband signal so that it can be fed to a speaker. And the voltage amplifier in the first stage is the RC coupled amplifier, and the audio power amplifier is the push-pull class B amplifier. Now they make sure that the message signal has sufficient voltage and power to derive the speaker, and the last stage is the speaker, which does the job of reproduction. Now please understand, this speaker does the job of converting an electrical signal into an audio signal so that it can be heard by the user. So the reproduction may be thought of as a process of converting an electrical signal into some physical quantity, where the physical quantity, measurable quantity, is the audio signal, which is what we are striving to receive in TRF receiver, because primarily it is being used for amplitude modulated waves to receive audio signals. So that is how you need to define each and every block of the TRF receiver. It is pretty simple, and if the question is longer, then you need to go into the details of class C RC coupled amplifier and push-pull class B amplifiers. If the question is detailed, then you also need to mention the kind of detector which is being used at the second block here. It could be a peak detector, or it could be a envelope detector, etc. So I'll come up with the explanation of super heterodyne receiver in the next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider sharing it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.